Welcome to the Outlifting Lounge, the show about pride, fitness, and everything in between. I'm Alan.
And I'm Derek. In today's episode, we'll have a quick catch up on our week. We'll have a spoiler free chat about the film that everybody's been talking about, Wicked for Good. And by the end of this episode, you'll have a really good idea of which fitness coaching style fits your goals, lifestyle, and budget. And we'll give you some red flags to watch out for so you don't waste time or money.
Oh, and stick around until the end because we have an exclusive Black Friday offer just for our listeners.
We're back, episode 5, and this is actually the third attempt at recording this.
So, episode 8 then?
Everything that could go wrong did go wrong in the
Oh.
previous 2 attempts.
Yeah, it was lighting issues, recording issues. Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare. But hopefully, this is the last edit or the last take.
It needs to be. It needs to be because I'm going insane.
We do say that it's released on a Sunday, but this episode might be released at 23:59 tonight.
Oh well. Anyway, how's your week been?
It's been good. Winter Pride is officially over, which is nice because we're back into proper routine again and structure, which I've touched on before. For me, routine and structure is like super important. So it's been nice just to get back into things. Have you been? You've got your voice back?
Stella's got her groove back. I've got my voice back, which is a good thing because it completely went, which I think you were quite happy about.
No comment.
We actually took it quite easy over Winter Pride. It was kind of a working holiday for us. We were still working. We were going out doing some things. So we weren't really drinking.
You were too ill.
I was way too ill, but I think shouting over loud music, trying to talk to people really just made it worse and it completely went. And then I was floored for days afterwards.
Yeah, at one point you were like Phoebe from Friends, sticky shoes, and then you just became ill, and I was like, oh, no, don't come near me.
Yeah.
No, none of it was sexy, trust me. None of it was sexy.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Am I sexy again?
Yeah, you get there. Yeah, it's been nice getting back into routine again. And Friday we had a really chilled night because we went to the pictures to see Wicked for Good. Why are you laughing?
The pictures? All right, Grandad.
The talkies.
We went to see a talkie. What the hell? Who calls it the pictures?
Anybody from Glasgow calls it the pictures.
Anybody of a certain age from Glasgow?
It's the pictures.
Cinema.
No, I'm going to talk to the camera here. Anybody that's from Glasgow or the west of Scotland, please back me up here that it's the pictures. Leave a comment and let me know.
And when you leave in the comment, perhaps say what age you are. Because I have a theory.
I'm 44.
Alan and I are an age gap relationship.
A year and a half?
That's like dog years and gay years.
It's a year and a half. I'm 44, Derek's 43.
I will sue.
Anyway, back to the pictures. What did we go and see?
We went to see Wicked for Good.
We did, with our friend Nick, who was super excited to see it.
Right, this is going to be spoiler free, but what I will say is I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good movie.
It was good, but I think I prefer the first one to the second one.
Yes, I agree with you. The second film is a bit darker and it doesn't really have all the kind of tunes that you would leave the cinema singing.
Is the word you're looking for camp?
Yes, it's not as camp. Yes, that's what it is. I've been struggling to put my finger on what it is. Yes, the first one's definitely camper. The second one it is a bit darker and grittier, and it brings the storylines together to a conclusion. And it's good. It is good in its own right. I think if you go into the second one comparing it to the first and expecting something very similar, you might set yourself up for disappointment. But if you go in without expectations, I think that's the best way to approach it.
Yeah. I mean, the production was amazing. Costume design, amazing. Storyline, yeah, it was good. But I wasn't as engaged with this one as I was with the first one.
Yeah. Still good though. I think there were quite a lot of reviews of this that were bad. I don't really agree. I don't get it. I think those are super fans who went in with high expectations. They wanted specific things from the film.
Exactly. However, obviously,
Jonathan Bailey.
sexy Jonathan Bailey, sexiest man alive, Jonathan Bailey. And what was the conversation you had with Nick before you went in?
So basically, Nick is he's going to kill us if he
I know.
listens to this. Nick is a super fan, and just before we went into the cinema, I said to him, "Oh, are you excited to see Wicked for Good? I know you've been looking forward to this for a while." And he reached into his pocket and he took out a little pack of tissues and he showed me. He said, "I brought some tissues." And I said, Yeah, you can have a you turn back. But then when there's a point in the film where, and this isn't a spoiler, but there's a point in the film where you see a little bit of Jonathan Bailey's chest and his chest hair, and he's
That was a
looking.
highlight?
It was a highlight. He's looking mighty fine. So I just leaned over to Nick and said, "Hanky's at the ready."
What did he say?
He just laughed, and then I decided I wanted to get a better laugh out of him, so I leaned in again and went, "Toss, toss."
And then the people in front of us turned and went, "Shh."
They weren't happy. So yeah, it's a pretty good film. Jonathan Bailey's quite good in it. Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, phenomenal. Like their
Yeah.
voices are just something else.
Yeah. I ended up in a wicked real hole last night just before bed.
I ended up in a Jonathan Bailey hole in my dreams.
You wish.
Yeah, so I think we've talked about a week. We've talked about Wicked. Shall we move on to the fitness section?
Let's do it.
So we have reached the regular fitness section of the podcast, and this week we thought it would be good to do something around fitness coaching. This is the time of year when people start to turn their thoughts towards fitness, goals, New Year's resolutions, all those kind of things. And quite a lot of people reach out to personal trainers and online fitness coaches for support in that. So what we are going to do today is have a little chat about coaching. We're going to discuss the differences between an online fitness coach and an in-person personal trainer so that people know what each does. They have a better idea of which gets better results. And we'll also point out some red flags as well. So things to watch out for if you are shopping around for a coach or a trainer, what to look out for that's going to set the alarm bells ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because people can then make an informed choice. You know, they can look at what is best for them, like you said, and then make the decision based on that.
Totally. And what we probably should preface this with is a
Disclaimer.
yes, because we are online fitness coaches. We run Outlifting, which is our own service, but this section is not really to push our specific service. It is to just give people a bit of an overview so that they can make an informed decision. And that said, if they do want to go with our service, we do have a special offer at the end, so they can stick around for that. So, Alan, do you want to kick us off and maybe just give a brief outline of what each is?
Yeah, definitely. So, in-person personal trainer, generally you pay them by the hour. They deliver the session within that hour, and they might give you a little bit of extra in terms of like a little bit of nutrition coaching, but generally it is just for that hour that you're paying for. Whereas with an online coach, it's more of a holistic approach, I would say. You know, you get your full workout program, you get nutrition advice, you get mindset advice, and you get access to them a lot more than what you would with an in-person personal trainer.
Obviously, online fitness coaching is pretty new. In the last few years, it has exploded, and a lot more people are moving to that and away from in person personal training. However, it isn't for everybody. So, what we've done is we prepared a list here of a few different points just to demonstrate what the differences are between the two so that people can make that decision. So, the first one up we've got is cost. So for an in-person personal trainer, traditionally, you pay per session, which is normally an hour. So you've got your trainer for that hour in the gym. They're with you. They go through your workout program with you. For an online fitness coach, you are paying a fixed monthly fee. And that kind of covers everything. It's a fixed cost. So obviously, depending on how many sessions you have with an in-person trainer per month, that can work out more expensive than the fixed cost online. So the next one up is location. Traditionally, an in-person personal trainer will be gym-based in that one specific gym, whereas an online coach, they can be accessed from anywhere. So that can be particularly good for someone, for instance, who travels with work, or when you go on holiday, you've still got access to your coach. In terms of support, generally, an in-person personal trainer gives you support during those sessions in the gym, and it's usually restricted to that, whereas an online coach is structured. You get chat, you get calls, and they are more available to you around the clock. In terms of personalization, online, I think, tends to be more tailored to you, and a personal trainer, an in-person personal trainer, can be less so. And the reason for that is because the in-person personal trainer is, when they are on the clock, they are actually physically training you, and that's what you're paying them to do. Whereas with the online coach, they are well, they should be spending the time making sure that your programming is right, you're getting the support that you need, that your nutrition's right, and things like that. In terms of feedback with an online coach, generally you've got them during a chat and you would have regular check-ins with them. If you need support with your form, so how you're performing exercises, generally how they do that is you would record a video of yourself in the gym performing the exercise, you send it to your online coach, and then they give you feedback about what you need to change in your setup and your execution. With an in-person personal trainer, the feedback is really immediate. It's while you're in that session, you've got them, they can give you the feedback then. And with form as well, that maybe is an advantage for an in-person personal trainer because they can tell you then and there, this is what you need to correct, do this differently. And then the last point that we have is education. So an in-person personal trainer, most of the education that you receive from them will be workout focused and during your session. So they can impart wisdom and teach you things while they are face to face with you, coaching you. With an online coach, perhaps I should preface this with saying with a good online coach, they should have resources available to you and they can educate you during check ins and via chat. And also, there should be an element of habit tracking in there as well to help you build what you need to be able to succeed. So, that is a very brief overview of the main differences between the two. So, shall we get to the crux of it and what most people will be asking? Which one's better?
I think actually the real question is it's not about which one is better, but which one is better for you. You know, everybody's individual in terms of the support that they need. So I think with an in-person PT, if you're someone that needs that extra push in the moment and you don't think that you have the motivation or the drive to do that on your own, then an in-person PT is going to be ideal for you because they're going to give you that motivation in the moment. If you need someone to stand over you in the gym and push you, perfect.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I think with online coaching, it's more of a holistic approach. You're going to be getting workouts, nutrition, mindset coaching, and accountability. If you're someone that needs help working on your physical health in tandem with mindset, then online coaching is probably a really good approach for you.
There are people out there who definitely gravitate more towards an in-person trainer. There are people who actually, when they start looking into it, they realize what they need is an online coach because I think an online coach is more of it's a hand holding and it's not forever. I think the good thing about online coaching is that really you take it on for as long as you need it. So you come on for an initial period. It's almost like having somebody holding your hand through that bit. You can ask them questions whenever you need it. And our aim anyway, as online coaches, is to bring people to the point where they don't need us anymore.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think as well, if you're in the market for an in-person PT or an online coach, you need to make sure that they're a good fit for you as well. You know, we have had calls before and I've said to people, I don't think we're right for you. I think you need an in-person personal trainer because you need that support in the moment. You know, so you need to really kind of make that decision and say, okay, do I need an in-person PT that's going to do this, or do I need an online coach which is going to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. It is about that. And I would also say there is an angle because obviously we are a coaching service for gay, bi, and trans men. And coming at this from an LGBTQ angle, I think picking the right trainer is really crucial as well. What really underlined that for me as well, we know of some fitness coaches out there through social media who we have actually unfollowed because when you look at who they follow or you sometimes you see what they're sharing in their stories, there's been times that they've shared really awful stuff from the likes of Andrew Tate and the rest. And if people are going to them for support as a member of the LGBT community, they might not really be aware of this. They might not be aware of their trainer's views, and it might only come up a little later on. So I think that's why it's really important, especially if you're LGBTQ, to maybe vet your coach or your
Yeah.
trainer a little closer.
Absolutely. Do some research on them, find out, you know, really do a deep dive into their social media because that's where you're going to get a feel for who they are.
So I think we've covered online coaching versus in-person personal training. We have got one segment left of this section, and that is the red flags. So we have prepared 10 red flags to look out for when you're choosing a coach.
Now, obviously, in every industry, there's people that are offering good service and bad service, and the fitness industry is no different. So I think this section's super important to highlight the red flags and the green flags.
And I think we've already given a bonus one, which is if they follow Andrew Tate,
Red flag.
red flag. So the first one that we have got on our list, so red flag number one is that the workout plan that they supply to you is just a scrap of paper or an Apple Note or a Google spreadsheet or something like that. Really, what you should be expecting in 2025 is an app where you have got your workouts and you can track your progress.
We spoke to someone recently and they said they were getting their workouts through Apple Notes. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to that. It's just crazy. I mean, it's 2025, almost 2026. If you're not using an app to track your workouts, then I don't know what you're doing. And leading on from that, red flag number two, your workout program isn't customized to you. In-person PTs and online coaches potentially could be giving you cookie cutter programs, which means they're giving everybody the same program, and you should be getting a tailored assessment for your goals, your ability, and where you are right now.
Yeah, we've heard that from our clients before quite a few times where they've been with a previous coach or trainer and they have been forced to use the treadmill for a set period of time, even though they've told their trainer multiple times they do not like running.
Absolutely. I hate running. See if someone told me to run, I'd be like, nah,
As we always say, the best cardio is
the one that you enjoy doing.
yes. So we work with our clients on that, and I think any coach worth their salt does the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
So red flag number three is that there is no clear onboarding process. So when a coach or a trainer brings on a new client, they really should onboard them. And what that essentially means is they tell them all of the essential information that they need to know at the start. They get them up and running. They get the information from them that is needed. And it's clear to you so that you do not feel lost in the process when you start working with a coach or a trainer.
Yeah, and onboarding process is so important at the start. Like, think about it. Even if you're experienced or if you're someone new starting a new fitness journey, it can be really overwhelming. It can be really scary. You're going to be nervous. There's lots of information to take on. You want to make sure that you're getting it right. So having a simple onboarding process really makes that a lot easier. That lays out everything that you need to do in the first couple of weeks.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, there's no sort of industry standard for what it looks like, but I will give our service purely as an example. So when a new client signs up with us, we trigger a series of timed emails so that they don't get information overload. So they're getting one clear actionable step or one clear piece of information per email, and it's spread out over a series of days. So it brings them up to speed gradually. Most important information first. We also have, for instance, a handbook that we have designed ourselves. It's like 32 pages long and it's got all of like the basic information that they need that they can ingest in their own time. And if they have specific questions for us, sometimes we can use that as a reference tool as well to help guide them through.
Yeah.
So I think that is basically what you're looking for. Any sort of trainer or coach should have a clear onboarding process.
Yeah, and if you're in the market for an in-person PT or an online coach, when you're speaking to them, ask them what their onboarding process is, and then you'll get a good idea of what you're going to get in the first couple of weeks.
Absolutely. That's a really good tip.
So, red flag number four is the personal trainer gives you unrealistic expectations for you to work towards. And this is both in person PT and online coaches. They might be expecting you to achieve what their other clients have achieved, but again, they need to meet you where you are at the minute. So, if someone's expecting you to lose 10 kg in 2 weeks, that's a definite red flag.
Yeah. They the trainer or coach should not be giving you unrealistic expectations. What they should be doing is setting your expectations realistically. So if you come along and you want to achieve a certain goal, it is up to the trainer to say, we can do that within the confines of whatever restrictions you've told me you have. This is when this would be realistically achievable by.
Yeah. And if anyone's telling you that you can lose 10 kg in 2 weeks, just sack them straight away.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Red flag number five is that the trainer or coach just tells you to keep adding weight in order to progress. Now, the reason that this is a red flag is because when they program your workout schedule, That should include structured phases and progressive overload built in, and it should also be open to change and adapt as you progress.
Yeah, totally agree with you. We always do our programs in 4-week stages so that you're getting that progressive overload. It's super important to make sure that that is programmed within the whole program.
Yeah, definitely.
Red flag number 6, and this is specific to in-person personal trainers. They frequently cancel sessions. So if you are looking for an in-person PT, ask them how many sessions they've cancelled in the last month, and that'll give you a good idea of how committed they are to their clients.
Absolutely. Life happens, things get in the way. We're not saying that the cancellation rate should be absolutely zero because that's not realistic. But what we are saying is if you are paying for a professional service, you should expect that professional service. And somebody who frequently cancels is not going to deliver that.
Yeah, agree.
So the last 4 red flags that we've got are specific to online fitness coaches. And red flag number 7 is that they get you to do your check-in by filling in a form and then they send you written feedback. Now, the reason that this is a red flag is because, as we've said already, it is 2025, it's almost 2026, and there is no excuse to not be having that FaceTime with your client on a video call. In my personal opinion, it's just lazy not to.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you don't get a feel for someone over a form. And we've said this in a previous episode as well. Like, we've always done face to face check ins because you get to see that person and actually see how they're doing. Filling in a form just doesn't cut it in 2025.
Yeah, and I think one of the really important differences between an in-person personal trainer and an online coach is that an in-person personal trainer is really good for spotting you in the gym when you're lifting weights, but an online fitness coach is really good at spotting excuses. And really, the only way you're going to do that is by talking face to face over a video chat with the client. You can't do that if they fill in a form. They're not going to be totally honest with you. They're going to give a glossy overview of the way things are. They'll rewrite it, and that's just the nature of people.
They're going to tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly,
Oh, I'm
exactly.
hitting all my goals. I'm hitting all my nutrition. I'm doing 12,000 steps a day.
Yeah,
Okay, but you're not reaching your goals. So what's going on?
exactly, exactly. We need to be there to call them out, and the only way you can really do that is by talking to them.
Yeah,
It's the only way it works.
absolutely.
I am going to say something controversial here, and I think the reason that so many online fitness coaches do their check-ins by form is because of these mentorship programs. So there are these mentorship programs that exist that advertise to online coaches and they promise, oh, we will triple your monthly revenue, you'll bring this in. And when you join these programs, the advice that they normally give is don't do video check-ins. It takes up too much of your time. You should be doing form check-ins so that you can bring in more clients and make more money. And none of the focus is on the service that they are delivering. It's not about delivering the best service that they can for people. And that, for me, is just the wrong way to go about it. It almost feels a little bit like then people are going to get ripped off because they're getting an inferior service from their coach.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, it kind of reminds me of when I was an in-person PT because that was all about how many sessions you could do, and it wasn't about the result that you were getting for the client. And again, that was about making sure that you did as much as you could in the time that you had available, you know? Whereas actually, you should be caring about your clients and what results they're getting.
Yeah, that particular experience that you're talking about, you were employed by a major gym chain in the
Yes.
UK,
Yes.
and that pressure to deliver as many sessions as possible was being set by your employer.
Yeah. And I actually hit burnout at one point because I was trying to do as much as I could. And then the clients weren't getting the service that they should have been getting from me.
You hated that. Like, I remember you coming home from work and you just did not enjoy the job, and that was your first personal training job after you qualified,
Mhm.
and it sucked the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, yeah.
You decided to become a personal trainer because it was your passion. You left a corporate job to go and follow this, and it almost felt that the first job you landed as a personal trainer felt even more corporate.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like, I became a personal trainer to change people's lives. I know that sounds really, really cheesy, but I actually did. And going into that environment just was not a nice environment. And aside from that as well, it was like it felt like a bit of a boys' club. And if you weren't in the boys' club, then you were an outsider. And again, being LGBTQ, that was just another level of that as well. So the pandemic hit, I set up online coaching, and then the rest is history. Red flag number 8 is that they don't do weekly check-ins. And again, we've spoke about this before. If your coach is doing anything other than weekly check-ins, then that is definitely a red flag. I've heard of people doing monthly check-ins, and there's absolutely no way that you can coach someone to their goals by doing monthly check-ins.
Absolutely not at all. We've heard a broad spectrum. So some online fitness coaches do a check-in with their client every 2 weeks. Some of them do it every month. And really, it has to be every week because that is just how people live. It's on a week-to-week basis, and people have that routine, people have that structure in their lives, and you are not going to pick up things as a coach. You're not going to pick up things quick enough if you're not doing weekly check-ins.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, red flag number 9 is all about communication policies for online coaches. So, what is their typical response time to questions? So, the way the model works is that you would have your regular check in, hopefully by video, but
And hopefully weekly.
and hopefully weekly. But you should also have access to your coach throughout the week as well by chat. So, for us, we have got an app. And in that app, that's where you get your workouts, everything like that. But we also have a chat function in that app, and it's dedicated for our clients so that we can talk back and forward with them. So I think, and what we do, this is kind of reasonable to expect, and this would be like the gold standard across the industry. So for me, this is an example of what good online coaches do. So they should say to you, if you ask, what is your communication policy, how quickly you will respond, the answer really should be, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If that's straight away, great, but it will be no more than 24 hours from you sending me a message during business times.
Yeah.
So that's reasonable. For us, it never really stretches that 24 hours. It's just a service standard that we put in place. But what we strive for is as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think probably clients, 3 hours is maybe the maximum that they wait for us to respond to them. And even we had a client there at the weekend that rolled over their ankle, so they needed their workout changed. They couldn't do any lower, and they needed their upper workout changed so that they were using machines, so they're not putting any pressure on their ankle. They let me know within a couple hours that, I'd changed the workout for them. And again, that should be standard for you. If you need something adapted quickly, then you should be able to have that done.
Absolutely. That's what you're paying your monthly fee for.
And the last one, red flag number 10, is they are using AI to generate responses, to generate workouts. And we've touched on this a couple of weeks ago. And it's just, again, you're paying a monthly fee. There's no way that they should be using AI to send you responses or design your workout programs or whatever it might be. You are paying for a personal service. Yes, it is online, but it is still a personal service. So if you feel that your coach is using AI in any way, call them out.
Well, I wouldn't say in any way. So I'm going to give an example. So obviously at the top of this show, we talked about how we had, this is our third attempt at recording this. So I'm actually going to give an example of when AI has been useful and appropriate to use in what we do. So the second recording was filmed the whole way, but then one of the cameras failed halfway through, so it didn't work, and we needed to re-record fully. So what I did was I took the transcript recorded from the good camera that didn't fail, fed that into AI, and got a text transcript of what we said. So it basically transcribed everything. I then fed that into AI and said, this is the raw recording, get rid of all of the outtakes, and then summarize what is left so that we had an overview of what we actually had said in that, so we could remind ourselves of what we talked about so that we didn't miss anything when we re-recorded this. So that is a useful and appropriate use for AI. However,
Yeah, but that's back end stuff. Like clients, clients don't get to know any of that.
totally. But if a coach is using AI to generate the feedback that they're sending you, to generate the programs that they are meant to be writing for you, that is the core part of what a coach or a trainer is meant to do. That is their job. They should not be outsourcing that to what is essentially just a really fancy auto-complete function on your
Exactly.
computer.
Exactly. So by now, you should have a good idea of the differences between an online coach and an in-person PT, how they differ in their approaches, and also the red flags to look out for if you're shopping around.
And remember, a great coach is someone who will tailor your plan to fit your goals and lifestyle, communicate with you openly, educate you, help keep you accountable, and support you without overstepping.
We definitely think we tick all those boxes, and if you're thinking of joining Outlifting, we've got a special offer for you.
This Friday, the 20th of November, we will be launching our exclusive Black Friday discount. Now, for listeners and viewers of this show, we are launching exclusive early access from now. So, here's the deal. We're going to be giving a 30% discount off our regular coaching price, and that will be locked in for as long as you stay with us. So, if you stay for the initial 3-month coaching period, you will get the discount. And then for any time that you choose to stay after that, you will lock in that discount for the lifetime of your membership with Outlifting. Now, because we maintain a really high level of service, we restrict the number of clients that we have at any one time. So there are limited spaces for this. So please don't wait. If you think you might be interested, you can book in for a no obligation free video consultation with one of us to discuss your needs and goals and see if our service is the right fit for you. So to do that, visit outlift.ing/Black Friday now. I will put that link in the description and the show notes so that you've got it. But please don't wait about, book in. It's no obligation. Do it now.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Outlifting Lounge. Remember, there are new episodes every Sunday, and you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
And remember, hit the subscribe button now to stay up with the conversation.
But for now, over and outlifting.